Right. Kick off December 2025, and today I'm excited to be giving you yet another action-packed morning update. So if you listen to the Zimbabwe update, you know everything that is happening across Africa. And let's get started. So I want to start with the key events that have taken place yesterday, which is Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. As I said, Mnangagwa and Chiwenga have fixed their relationship and they are moving around together. So Mnangagwa and Chiwenga are having events together. They move around together. And yesterday, they traveled together to the innovation event. So there was an event that took place yesterday. That is where Mnangagwa normally rewards those people that are innovative. And you've seen again Chiwenga traveling with Mnangagwa. So these two, the issues that they had are over. I hope that 2026 will be a more productive year where we don't have a lot of problems. So that was very interesting. And a young student from the University of Zimbabwe, Tendai, was issued or was given a prize of $50,000. So that was amazing. You can go and check that all out on gambakwe.com. We've got all the stories over there. However, today we've got so many stories. So let me carefully go through everything that is taking place. We are going to start with what has happened with the Paul Tungwarara. So Paul Tungwarara is the advisor of Mnangagwa. And last week, he was nominated into the Central Committee of ZANU PF. However, last night we've seen letters or a letter that has been written withdrawing him or taking him off from the list of people who are nominated into the Central Committee. I mentioned it last week that Paul Tungwarara had not been nominated into the ZANU PF Central Committee, and Machacha has written a letter here nullifying what they called the co-option of Paul Tungwarara into the ZANU PF Central Committee. So Paul Tungwarara is not going to be in the ZANU PF Central Committee. The reason given is that he is not from Chipinge, so he's not supposed to be representing Chipinge. In fact, what he did is called vote buying. So it's in this letter. I'm not making it up. I'll put this letter on gambakwe.com and you'll be able to read this story. Paul Tungwarara not co-opted into ZANU PF, and all donations are now banned. So it's all in this letter. No donations allowed. When you are going to look for a position, you cannot donate any money. And Paul Tungwarara had made donations, and those donations must now be returned. So that is what has happened. And ZANU PF, right now, I believe that they are going in the right direction because they are stopping everything that was happening in 2025. There was so much infighting, so much waste of time. And I hope that they address all these issues as they said they will. Now, let's quickly run through the news. We've got so much to cover today. Let's start with Wicknell Chivayo. So, the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission Chair, Makore, has issued a statement on Wicknell Chivayo, and he says that Wicknell Chivayo is not corrupt and is not part of any tender to do with ZEC. So please watch him here speaking.
I received an anonymous letter to the effect that there were 3 people who were involved in a fraud involving the presidential votes scheme, and the names were given as Chivayo, Mike Chimombe, and Moses Mpofu. So we immediately set about investigating. We investigated that case. The first thing that we did, in any business transaction, what links people to a crime or a person to a business transaction is a contract. So we went to ZEC and we asked ZEC to give us the contracts pertaining to that. The answer that our investigators got from ZEC was they do not know these people. They've not done any business with them. And we, the investigators, went to Chivayo And he said he does not know these two guys. He knows them socially, but not in terms of business. So we persisted to an extent that you may recall that ZEC actually produced a statement in the press to say we do not know these people. If they say we have done business with them, let them bring contracts. Even as I'm speaking here, there is no such document.
Okay, so you can see that this case is dead, and the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission has spoken. I am going to deal with this matter in future because remember, there is a young lady who has died last week, and she was busy investigating this issue of rainfall. So she passed away after being poisoned in South Africa. And I want us to make sure that we don't brush over this issue. Chimama had made certain reports to South African authorities, and there are currently ongoing investigations in South Africa regarding the movement of money from Zimbabwe, an amount of 1 billion, which was transferred from Zimbabwe into South Africa. South African authorities are currently busy with that investigation, and that also includes investigations against Wicknell in the United States of America. According to my understanding, Wicknell is no longer allowed to enter the United States of America because of this very issue. So let's see how it goes. Makore is putting his reputation on the line. Let's see if he's going to get out of this one. You know that there's a dossier in ZANU PF which implicates Wicknell in this very scandal. So let's see what Reza is going to do. He has spoken, that's now on record. And let's see what is going to happen to Wicknell Chivayo. But what I know is that internationally, Chivayo is under investigation as we speak right now over this very issue. And what we can see here is that Reza has botched the investigation. He's not a good investigator. Reza. Uri Reza. Okay, let's go to the police. So the Zimbabwe Republic Police have announced that they've dismissed Mandizvidza. Yes, Simbarashe Mandizvidza has been dismissed from the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Earlier this year, he announced that he was taking over the police, and he basically announced what we can call a coup. So he's now been removed from the Zimbabwe Republic Police. He's no longer a member of the Zimbabwe Police Force. And then Faith Zava, a popular journalist from Zimbabwe, has won the Human Rights Tulip Award for 2025 after she was arrested and jailed for a number of days after she wrote a story against Mnangagwa. And then the new Minister of Mines in Zimbabwe has been sworn in. That is Polite Kambamura. You can go and check it out on all Zimbabwe public media platforms. Then Julius Malema has explained the relationship between himself, the controversial Vusimizi Ket Mashala, his wife, also Mashala, and why his bodyguard is seen in pictures standing behind Mashala. So you can go and check that out. We've published it yesterday, and he says he does not know him. He does not know Mashala. His wife is not related to her. And his bodyguard, the reason why the bodyguard was standing behind Mashala is because bodyguards move around from one place to another. So that is the only reason why the bodyguard of Malema was behind Mashala. Then let's now go to two features. These are crazy features, and I'm going to take this very slowly. So let's start with the South African examinations. So this morning, we've published that the South African examinations, National School Examination or the Matric examination, have been stolen using a memory stick. So this is the minister here, Siviwe Gwarube. She has confirmed that a memory stick was used to download the English, maths, and science exams. So this happened at the office in South Africa, here in Pretoria, and a number of schools around Pretoria are implicated or are affected. So she says that this is limited, and this was identified by two markers who identified that the exam answers were sort of like crammed. So a number of students, 26, have been implicated. 3 staff members at the offices of the exam have been suspended, and they are going to be reported to the police. So as it stands right now, this appears to be limited, but who knows how far this has gone. So the examination of South Africa, that is the National School Certificate, affected the matrics, maths, English, and science, and currently 3 staff members have been suspended pending arrest by police. So the biggest problem that we have in South Africa is at the Ministry of or the Departments of Education. So the Departments of Education are causing these problems. They are very corrupt, and they don't do much in terms of supervising and putting in place governance. So this is what we're seeing here, the leaking of the South African exam, not for the first time. And this time leaking through a memory stick. Who allows a memory stick on a high value asset like an exam? So that is terrible. You cannot allow such, and it's a poor job at this department where the results can leak or the exam can leak like this. And I know that this has happened so many times in the past. Then let's go to the second scandal. And this is shocking. So there is a university in Pretoria. So this is the one of the health universities here, the Sefato Makgatho University of Health Sciences. So that is SMU. And yesterday, we've seen new publications, especially by News 24, alleging that there is massive corruption of 600 million rands that has taken place. And this was highlighted by the funder. So the funder has highlighted this scandal. If it was not for the funder, the Development Bank of Southern Africa, we're never going to know about this. So the people who are involved include the chairperson of the council. So she's implicated in that 600 million scandal. She was apparently frustrating the contract so that it can be awarded to her friends. And then once that contract was awarded, the Vice-Chancellor of the university, so the Vice-Chancellor here is Professor Tandi Macha Erasmus, and then our Zimbabwean brother, Dr. Eminos Manyawi, they then jumped onto the scandal, and they were demanding 10% of that 600 million, resulting in the project being delayed. From 2017, the buildings or the accommodation for students and transport were affected. This project was supposed to complete in 2024. So from 2019 to 2024, but then it did not complete. The company that they used eventually went into business rescue. So that is contractor Clear Choice Builders, CCB, went into business rescue, and that building did not complete in the stated time. The only reason why this came to light is that the funder, who is the DBSA, pointed out that CCB or Clear Choice Builders were not even proper builders. They were not supposed to be given that contract. And on top of that, when they got the contract, then nothing happened. So the buildings didn't come up. And so that is the tender irregularity which is currently in place. So now we've got the council chair, we've got the guy in charge of finances, Eminos here, and then we've got the vice chancellor, that is Professor Tandimacha Erasmus, implicated. So if they were to suspend these people, the CFO, the Vice-Chancellor, and the Council, 3 people are going to be out. There will be no leader in the university. And the Department of Education is to blame. Yesterday, we showed you what happened at UNISA. Now we've shown you what happened at Sefato Makgatho University. Soon, I'll show you what happened at the Val University of Technology. Public education or public funded universities are being run down due to corruption. So the people who are running the universities through council, who are supposed to manage these universities and put governance, are the ones that are causing corruption. The executives are appointing the people who are in council. So if you look at the Vice-Chancellor here, the CFO normally is involved in the appointment of the Vice-Chancellor, and the chair of the council is involved in appointment of the Vice-Chancellor. The Vice-Chancellor is a weak position and they're not able to do much. And as I said, I'll soon show you more about this. The universities are being run down and they're on the verge of collapse. 26 universities in South Africa are being run like this in a corrupt and dangerous fashion, with syndicates running the universities behind the scenes. 600 million just on one transaction. Imagine what else is happening in these universities. We saw the 200 million for legal fees at UNISA. That is crazy. So that is the scandal at Sefato Makgatho University of Health Sciences, and many people implicated there. We expect a suspension to take place very soon. And for the council chair to do this, it's shameful. What a shame. So let's see the people that are involved, the names here. So let me name these people so that you can understand who they are. So as I said, we've got Maria Rambauli, the council chairperson that you're watching here. Then you've got our Zimbabwean brother, Eminos Manyawi, CFO. Then you've got the Vice-Chancellor over there, Professor Tandimacha Erasmus. Then you've got Professor Peter Mbati, who is the former Vice-Chancellor, also implicated. Ronnie Mampana, former Director of Procurement, implicated. Tsepo Mafokeng, Internal Audit Director. What a shame to the audit profession. The man is an Internal Audit Director and he's part of it. That is crazy. So that is what is happening in our country of South Africa. The public universities, they need to have a parliamentary committee investigating all the universities, because what's happening is whistleblowers are going out. So in each and every case that you're seeing right now, that is the Sefato Makgatho University, the whistleblowers have blown this way months ago and nothing was happened. UNISA, the Vice-Chancellor there, has fired multiple whistleblowers. Value University of Technology, a whistleblower wrote a letter 1 year before the incident was even published in the newspapers. Only when it goes in the newspaper, that's when the Department of Education acts. The Department of Education, especially the Department of Higher Education, is the problem. And the police must now start arresting these people. You don't just steal money and you walk around. And this is public funds going to universities and being abused. And these people are walking around calling themselves professors. They are not professors. They are thieves. They are thieves, these people. They steal in broad daylight and nothing happens to them. So I expect action to be taken here. In fact, we expect action to be taken here because an investigation has already started. And some of them are going to be in jail very soon. All right, I think we've covered that. Let's go to the newspapers. Let's start with our favorite newspaper, which is the H Metro newspaper. So H Metro newspaper is doing very well. Today is the last day for South African newspapers. So from today, there will be no more newspapers until next year. The printed versions of the newspapers are stopping today. So you won't be able to see the South African newspapers today. So let's look quickly here. Right, H Metro newspaper. When I left my wife in hospital to play for my country, Masha Omunetsi, I want to play. I am fit enough to play at the 2025 AFCON. I'm 29. I'm at the peak of my powers. So Munetsi here was not allowed to play. And then tributes pour in from Madzibaba Zakaria. He passed away. So sad. But what I can mention is that I saw some people there at the funeral. When he was alive, they never went there. And I saw them now when he passed away. I'm so sad about this situation. When someone is sick, go and see them. Don't only go when they pass away. And then Nishati is back on stage after Tinashe Mtarizi closed Nash TV. So she'll be back on at Harare on Sunday. And she'll be at the Mega Dukesley at Glamis Arena. So you can go and check it out. She's very good. And then, as I said, on Monday, Mtuli Ngube will be in Bulawayo for the post-budget seminar. So I would like to see that. And then let's see if there's anything else. Here, nothing. Let's go to one of my favorite newspapers again in Bulawayo. That is B Metro. So let's look at B Metro and see what is in B Metro newspaper. That publishes once a week. Go and check out this newspaper. It's very nice. Well done. And it's a small newspaper. So Masilela Monster Ministry. Giant Serpent or Luveve Legend. So let's see that story. If there is anything that I can read here. So where is the page? So normally I want to see the page where the story is, but I can't see it. So normally you put the page on the front page there. So where is the story? I'm looking. So look at fake prophet. I'm looking, guys, and I don't see there. Okay, that is on page 6. Giant Serpent or Luveve Legend. So Luveve residents are in a frenzy again over what is believed to be the biggest serpent ever to rent space outside a Hollywood movie. The creature, famously named Masilela after the iconic beer garden nearby, has slithered its way through folklore for more than 30 years. So what is striking is the consistency of the description from which who claim to have met the beast face to face. So the snake lives here at Masilela Beer Garden. So go and check it out over there. But let me tell you a real snake. So you guys, you must know about this snake which lives in Harare. So as you drive from Rua and you are going to Jegas, Masasa, there's a snake that lives there. I saw it myself. So let me tell you what happened. I used to work in town, and I would drive at night to the bank. My job was to make sure that the systems are done. So I've seen that snake twice. So first time I saw it, when it crosses the road, everyone stops. It's so big. But the second time I saw it was at Zimri Park. So at Zimri Park there was grass at the time. I think it was not complete. And I was driving into Zimri Park there. And a young boy was walking. I think he was coming from the road. A young boy, like primary school. He was walking, and I was driving past. And as he passed, this giant black snake got out of the grass, and it just walked. It doesn't walk. It just slithered past the boy. Like he didn't do anything. The boy didn't see the snake, and I just stopped my car, and I waited. And it was almost like a minute that it took to cross that road. Like it completely filled the road, and it was still going. And then it went into a house at Zimri Park and disappeared into the house. That happened, and I saw it. The first time it was on the main road. The second time it was at Zimri Park. Inside, it went into a house. And it didn't bother the boy. It just let the boy pass, and then it went past. And up to this day, I don't think that boy knows that that snake passed behind him. Like, no more than 10 meters behind it. And that is Masilela, a garden snake. You should check it out over here. These snakes are crazy. So they are humans. They are not snakes. They are spirits. So Kanachigarago Zimri, one of you has got it in his house. That big one. So I think I've covered this newspaper. What else did I cover? Chronicle newspaper. In fact, let's start with Manica Post. Jenfan, Batavanu, Manica Post. Let's see what's happening at Manica Post. Raw industrialization uplifts communities. And then US 4 million tobacco crop lost in 10 minutes. So this has happened. So sad to see this. So tobacco farmers in Headlands were left devastated last week after a violent hailstorm destroyed irrigated golden leaf valued at $4 million. I hope they have insurance. And then let's look at other things here. I saw that Lieutenant Benson is in Mozambique. I'm going to give him a call to see what is happening in Mozambique. So if you know Lieutenant Benson, Matinyarare is over there. He's one of Tagure's guys. Then let's see what the Chronicle newspaper is saying. Chronicle Zimbabwe. So Chronicle Zimbabwe is not published. I don't know what the guys at the Chronicle do on a Friday. Honestly, the whole building of Chronicle must be closed. You've got, let's say, 100 people working in the newspaper, and they can't publish in time. That is crazy. What do they do in that building that they can't publish in time? So sad. And then let's quickly go to the Sowetan. As I said, today is the last day of newspapers. Sowetan newspaper. There is no newspaper in South Africa that doesn't publish in time. In fact, there is a newspaper called The Star, which publishes twice a day. One in the morning, one in the evening. Ramaphosa emerges unscathed, but he is sketched. So let me show you what has happened. South Africa has announced that they are no longer going to be in G20. So they are going to leave G20 for a year. That is Enoch Gondogwana here, announcing yesterday that they are getting out of G20 for 1 year until UK takes over as the president of G20. But I don't think they'll make it. They'll be removed. South Africa is not a G20 country. They are a founder, but they don't have an economy suitable to be in G20. And what they did now, when they became president of G20, they went and started making activist demands, like including things like Palestine, equality, all that stuff. That was garbage. And on top of that, when I tried to get the accreditation, they refused to accredit me for what I don't understand. I went to DECO there for accreditation. And that is because Takava Udza could don't fight the Americans. You can't fight the Americans, you will lose very badly. Your economy will become a mess if you fight the Americans. So terrible decision by South Africa, which has resulted in them getting out of G20. So I think we've covered that newspaper. I don't think there's anything else here to see. Let's see what else is there to see. I don't see anything here. I will let you guys know. Fumogena.com. There is no story that happens in Africa which is not in fumogena.com. That is your site. If you go there every hour, there is an update of something that would have happened in Africa. That is our African newspaper, and it's amazing. Then let's end with The Star. So I hope The Star is published so that they don't embarrass me. Yes, they have. So as usual, Mbalula leads early ANC presidential race. Guys, South Africa will be drama. If Mbalula was the president of South Africa, it would be drama. But that is where it is right now. Then Loyiso Masuku has been announced as the ANC regional chairperson of Johannesburg. Go and check out a live story. We've put it, and we'll put it again on gambaku.com. And then let's see if there's anything else of interest here. US lawmakers table bill to extend AGOA by 3 years to 2028. So US seeking to restore stability to Washington's flagship program with the sub-Saharan Africa. But I don't think South Africa will be in AGOA. So that is Camille Ali, spokesman of the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, says the bill will go to the House and follow legislative processes in the USA. The USA is the biggest economy. They've got so much money. If you go to America, Let me explain to you how much money they've got. South Africa and the USA, when you compare them, is like a baby and a billionaire. There is so much money in America. If you wanted 100 billion to come into America, into South Africa from America, they will give you. They have got massive amounts of money. The New York Stock Exchange has got companies that are worth more than the countries. So one country, one company like Nvidia will be bigger than all the countries in Africa. They have so much money. And you need to be close to the Americans. If you want your economy to do well, President Maboko understands this. That is where you need to go. You don't want to go to all these other strange countries where these people are going. If you want the economy of South Africa to do well, the Americans, they are your friends. Go over there, go and camp in America, in New York, and you see your economy will do well. Don't waste time with these other strange countries that never invest. So they tell you they're going to invest, but they will never invest. Americans are the people to go to. Amazing. I like it. I like Americans very much. So let's go to another thing. Let's see what else I'm left with here. Let's go to our people. I think we've covered all these people here. Let's go to our people on Facebook, and we're going to start with Minnie. Has Minnie published today? So Minnie is amazing. She is a national treasure. So let's see what she's published today. Right, she goes, did someone do this song? I don't know what it is, but there's a song that she's publishing over there. And then let's see if Madam Boss has published. Madam Boss is doing so well. Let's see what she's saying here today. Wangu arutoenda pa Atherstone College Chete. So she's promoting a school, and then she's saying, please accept my deepest condolences on the passing of Nicholas Zakaria. So Nicholas Zakaria at one point drove trucks after his music career failed, but he is respected for bringing into the game, as most of the musicians that you know, is called senior lecturer for a reason. And then President Duma Boko, amazing president, is back in the office, and human rights are essentials. And then I love President Duma Boko, is amazing. The most interesting president in this region. He is also a pastor. And then President Hakainde Hichilema, the most followed president in the region. It was a great honor to hold a frank and constructive dialogue with the representative of numerous Zambian labor unions under the ZCTU. So President Maboko is amazing. Let me share the screen for you here. President Maboko is amazing. So, sorry, President Hakainde Hichilema. I'm now on President Hakainde Hichilema. He is a listening president. Look at him. He is talking to the unions, and they are talking to him about Bill 7. And what's happening is that they are having an open conversation, and they talk to him. And it's not a secret, it's done in public. Zambia is an amazing country. I love this president. He does so well. And this was done in public. Look at that. Go and watch this thing, Democracy in Action in Zambia. President Hakainde Hichilema, amazing stuff. Let's look at Hopo. Hopo is always updated. Let's see what else he said. So machine ready. I've seen only 3 or 4 black people on this flight, and I am already chuckling. Do these white folk even know they are flying straight into Trump's imaginary? You know? So that is Hopo over here. Hopo doesn't like Trump. I don't know why. I like Trump. I think Trump is doing well. I don't know why Hopo doesn't like him. Maybe they have the fight. And then let's look at one more person, Sadak. What is Sadak saying today? Sadak is doing well, and they need more money. So, Secretariat through GIZ support cooperation for enhanced regional economic integration. So you can go and check it out over here. Then on X, let's look at Chamisa. Homeboy wangu. Ariere Chamisa. Pano mbona were Chamisa. Nanda nuwe. Pano mbona were Chamisa. Chamisa has disappeared again. So what's happening with Chamisa? December 9, dear oppressors, that is where it ended. And then Sanyatwe is going to be candidate in 2028. You're going to see him. Sanyatwe is going to be a candidate. How is he going to do against Chiwenga? So it is with profound sadness that I learned of passing of Madzibaba Nicholas Zakaria this morning. So Madzibaba Nicholas Zakaria, well loved, and then that is where we are with him. I think we've covered all the people. What is First Lady of Zimbabwe? So Auxilia yesterday was out. I saw her. She was doing some stuff. Let's see what she did here. So as a MEC Foundation, more than a mother ambassador, I'm proud to share the ray of hope MEC film of early detection and treatment of childhood cancer. And then she also handed out goods. I am truly humbled to receive a heartfelt donation from bus loaders. So they gave her a donation to hand out. And then so I think the problem we have now is the mayors. So there used to be something called the Mayor's Christmas Cheer Fund. There's a guy called Tawengwa. He used to do so well with this Mayor's Christmas Cheer Fund. Harare will never be like what it was under Tawengwa. That guy was amazing. So he turned Harare into a sunshine city. Pana cheku remember Mayor Ainzi Tawengwa. This man was amazing. So the mayors that we have now, if you ask them who is Solomon Tawengwa, they don't know. That man was amazing. I don't know if he's still there. Is Tawengwa there or is passed away? I don't know. He stood for social justice. And that man turned Harare into something else. During Christmas, there were lights, the streets worked. I think after Mzuri, Tawengwa was probably the best ZANU PF mayor ever. Mzuri did so well. When I was in Harare in 2001, Harare was so beautiful. The roads were so nice. Mudara Mzuri akazoraska papi because he used to do so well. So those were the blockbuster mayors, the mayors of the century. Twitter say Akomana to bring our city back of Harare. So this is First Lady. I get sidetracked. She was busy here with Christmas and she is busy handing out. And then let's look at Mnangagwa, President of Zimbabwe. And then I'm going to give you guys a special. I've got an interesting special for Harare coming up. And as you are aware, my office is now open in Harare. So what we're going to do in January, we've got a number of projects and I'll let you guys know how you can join me. So there are 3 ambassadors that have arrived in Zimbabwe. So I received the letter of credence from the ambassador designate, Dr. Maha, from Egypt. Then Dr. Ahmed from Sudan here. And then ambassador designate of the European Union, Miss Katin Hagerman. So you know that the European Union had an ambassador, but he has left. So I'll let you guys know about this in detail. Mnangagwa doing very well. So Mnangagwa is something strange is happening. If you go to Mnangagwa's content, a lot of people are going to it, and I hope that 2026 we won't waste time. So 2025 was wasted, so much fighting. I am praying that in 2026 we have more time to develop our country. So instead of all the fighting that took place in 2025, and I accept my part in it, fire, and then Takaluza, Mnangagwa akati kwaza. So we did a lot, and a lot was done. I hope that it's all water under the bridge. We need our guys out of prison. So I hope that 2026 we get Nyokama Bono out, we get Madzibaba Shanduk out, we get Uyumfana Traore out, and then we start anew. So it's been such a terrible waste of time this year, and I hope that Mdarageza comes out and gives direction, and everybody who was involved now look at a different direction. Look at this. This is 2025, and I hope that this never happens in 2026. Let's move forward and make our country work again. So that takes us to our projects and our specials. So hypertension is a big problem. And high blood is a big problem. It causes cancer. So I've been marketing Mve here. So this is the only genuine packet, 200 grams. And it's approved, made in an approved factory. Don't eat things that you don't know. So today we're launching a project for Harare. A promotion for Harare. So this is it. This is bitter melon here. So bitter melon, you take it so that your body can have stability. So there are guys who are on sugar tablets. So I'm going to be giving away this for free in Harare if you buy this packet. So this is the special for Harare. I told you guys I will be. So this is a herb. It's not for blood sugar only. It's got other benefits. So we're handing it to you. If you buy one packet, we're going to give you one free of these. It's got 90 tablets. You take 3 a day, morning, evening, and dinner for 30 days. And then you see the wonders that are going to happen. And then our special for Johannesburg is ending today. So this one, you buy one, you get one. That is ending today. So because South Africa is closing, most things are closing today. They won't be able to ship. The people who ship are also going to be gone. So in Johannesburg, people leave and go home on this weekend. You will see no one if you drive in Johannesburg. You will literally be the only person there, a homeless person, if you are still in Johannesburg by this time. So that special is ending. WhatsApp me and get your special. That is the last day. And then we're going to start again in January. So for Harare, all of January, you're going to get that special. And I forgot to say for Bulawayo too. Sorry, guys. I mean Harare in Bulawayo. Our guys will ship to you by DHL. So you just buy, you WhatsApp that number, and then you buy and you get your free packet. If you are on medication like metformin, you still use this on top. That is not, it's not, bitter melon is a food. So you can still use it safely. And I want to show you guys in January, I'll be coming to Harare. I'll show you how to manage and check your sugar levels. That is very important because that is what causes hypertension. You saw that Madzibaba Nicholas passed away. If you manage your sugar levels when you're earlier, it protects your liver, your kidneys, and it protects your veins. So if you see yourself becoming blind or unable to have strength or getting weak and having high blood pressure and your weight not falling, that is because of hypertension. So you eat these products. Unfortunately, in Zimbabwe, there's no bitter melon. So I'm going to give it to you as a tablet. Anyone can use bitter melon. One of the countries with the longest lifespans, they use bitter melon. And then finally, we have a project in Kariba that is the car wash, the pharmacy, the shop, and the rooms. So we have received a number of people who want to join. I still need more people. You join me, you pay 1,000 for a share. So that is 4.9% is 1,000. I want 10 people here to join me in this project. We're going to run this, and your first dividend will be in December 2026. You're going to do very well. Don't leave and not have anything in your country. Invest something. So yesterday I met some asking me, what should you do in Zimbabwe? Should you invest in Zimbabwe? Yes, you need to invest in Zimbabwe. If you don't invest now, there will be people who are going to come when things are running. You won't even be able to do anything in Zimbabwe. So start investing, do something small, and WhatsApp me on my number so that you can get into it. And then finally, learn AI. So skills.google.com, go over there and register yourself, get an account, learn how to operate the cloud, and then get a free computer here on cloud.google.com. You go over there and you create a free tier computer. So let me spell it. Maybe my English is not so good. So when I say free tier, I mean free. Sorry, guys. So I want everyone in intelligence, in army, So you go there and you set up a free tire machine like this. So I want everyone, intelligence, army, IT, go over there, create a machine, learn how to log in, learn how to interact with the large language model, LLM. You cannot interact with an LLM without having a computer on this platform. So once you are here, learn to manage connections to LLM, that is through an API, learn how to create websites for free, learn how to then have services, learn how to script. When you script, so let me tell you how I use scripts. I used to have employees whose job was to check my website, see what have I published, how long have I published it, and then do statistics. Now I have an agent who goes on my websites, who goes on the internet and does things for me. They come and they summarize everything in a spreadsheet. They produce a report, and I'll be sleeping. Pakaiva, guys, it's so bad what is going to happen to people's jobs. Even your job is to walk to the office, you arrive, you go and drink coffee. After I drink coffee, you go and sit in the office and you watch movies and you laugh. And then you phone the girl that you like, you go to lunch. Mofamba famba muharare. That's not a job. AI is going to take your job. That is going to happen without a doubt. All right, that's their language. They deny their business partner. Go and watch Kathy Mashala doing the name essay. So that is Malema. Where do we get in Johannesburg? WhatsApp me here, Mkoma. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to introduce this special in Johannesburg. So I promise you guys, in January, I'll introduce this special in Johannesburg. This is amazing. If you want to be generally healthy, do that. I'll introduce in January, but for now, we don't have it in Johannesburg. And then what else? What other comments do we have here? National School Senior Certificates. Not school certificate. Yes, Patrick, I'm so sorry. Yeah. And then maybe there wasn't an issue between them. You were just assuming. No. People are in jail, Mkoma. Right now, people are in jail because of what happened between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. People are dead. So someone is dead right now. Chimama went to Zimbabwe and went to the barracks. And she did it and went there and handed out flyers at the barracks. Do you know that? So don't play with this thing. Right now, our country is on the verge of fixing everything. So we want our country to do well. We don't want a fight in ZANU PF. We want people in ZANU PF to do well together. And we like both of them. I like Chiwenga. I like Mnangagwa. I don't want them to fight and waste time. When they're fighting, our country doesn't do well. We want these guys to do well together. And we don't want 2026 to be wasted. 2025 was wasted. Look at Malawi. You've got a president that have come back who is actually working. Do you know that the new president of Malawi is also the old president of Malawi? They are working. Right, and then let's end with an accident. So already things have started happening. The South African rapper has passed away. Junior King, I showed you yesterday. Please drive safely. Don't drive after 6. Don't drive before 6. Don't drive fast. Don't drive drunk. And you will leave. Otherwise, unofira mahara. Kanti, are we young in Kulumani? Yes, I'm not contesting it in Kulumani. Do you know that there was a whole group that was set up to take me out because of contesting in Kulumani? I was going to do so well for them, but no. All right, I think I've covered everything. This has been amazing. We said what has happened is that Mnangagwa and his advisor, so Mnangagwa's advisor, has been kicked out of the ZANU PF Central Committee. That is Tungwarara. I actually like Tungwarara. I talk to him sometimes. So they've kicked him out because he's not from Chipinge, and so he can't be a Central Committee member of Chipinge. Definitely, that's correct. But let me tell you, I talk to everyone. There is no person in Zimbabwe that I don't talk to. And they are all my brothers. We love it. Let's make our country work. I would like to thank all of you for watching. And what I will do is when I get an opportunity, I'll come back here. I'm trying to slow down because obviously I also need to rest. And then we're going to start picking up depending on what is happening at that particular time. But I don't think today there's much. But if something comes up, I'll let you guys know. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And a good day to you all.